Stone County Extension saves the world.
Different setup. We're here at one part of Caston Farms, and we're doing a kind of a guest. Actually, I guess I would be the guest. I loaded up all the stuff and brought it out here to the farm, but Anna's in Virginia this week. Her nephew graduated from ROTC. I think that, I'm not for sure, makes him a higher officer, Little Page. But I'm here with Dustin Caston. And Tanner, he had to run, and apparently some calves got out, and he had to go check them, and he had choice words when he left.
Yeah, part of the farm.
I guess that's what Jim was wanting.
Yeah.
But this is on this side is Dustin Caston. We kind of look alike.
A little bit.
But I thought, for this week, just I could get a farmer pretty easy. I know these guys, they're running an operation, so I was like, well, I'll go over and talk to them, and we probably talk funny stories from when we were kids, and then kind of what they're doing, and some maybe what their goals are in agriculture or in farming, what they hope to do. But so Dustin, you said you'd listened a little bit before. I've told a lot of stories about our times as children, like stuff we got into. We try to keep the PG rated stuff, But I don't know. You remember anything from when we were kids?
Just growing up on the farm, we'd always have the migrant workers come in, and they was always teaching us different words.
We learned. I remember that one. How many years in a row did we start doing that? What would happen is during the summer.
Yeah.
We eat fruits and vegetables around here.
Yeah.
But I remember me and Dustin Tanner's job would be down there to weigh the berries, and there are all sorts of looking back now, a lot of crazy funny stuff happened.
Yeah.
I remember one time somebody had brought boxing gloves, and that is the summer that Cameron hung out and stayed. Oh man, he is a wild man. I think I talked about the time he opened the porta potty on the lady. Oh man.
He had thought somebody had just locked it.
Yeah.
He didn't even know.
He yanked and yanked, and we just sit there. I didn't know what to say. Hey, maybe there's a reason.
As soon as he opened that, he slammed that door.
And she yelped, yeah! That was funny. Oh, man. But there's, tensions that get high. Were some folks. I got stung by a bee one time. That swelled up my hand, and but it seems like that same time was those guys almost got into a fist fight.
Yeah,
you remember that?
Well, that one guy was trying to help the other guy because he just had all kinds of smushed berries.
Yeah, he and we're like, we can't. It's just green ones, smashed ones, and it's like, well, you can't take this. We're just gonna have to throw it out. And the guy's there trying to tell him, and he
was like Guatemalan.
Yeah,
he was a little bitty guy.
Mm-hmm. And that all of a sudden that old man just pushed him, and he squared up on him like that. I was just like, oh no. I remember Lane was there because Lane was like,
yeah.
But those were good times. I think that's why I kind of got into agriculture, is from doing it back when we were kids.
Just being raised up.
Yeah. So, a little bit, what do y'all do here?
We grow blueberries.
And y'all, I was telling someone the other day they had some plants that were older than me. I'm 38, and they've been doing it since before then.
Right.
But
they usually last, till about good production, 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
somewhere around there. Then they start going downhill.
Yeah, and y'all planted some more, but I guess talk about that process. What y'all do there?
Planting them.
Yeah,
Well, at first we go in and get cuttings, and then off of the new growth from that year in the wintertime.
So about the time you might normally prune.
Right. Yeah. And we get cuttings, and then we'll put them in the fridge until right before spring, kind of the late winter, and then we'll right before spring we'll start putting them in pots, and we'll go get peat moss, mix it with water, and then we'll put them in pots, and then stick them in a bed.
Yeah, like a bed, it's a raised bed type thing is what they make, and
then they'll sprout it, get leaves, and get taller, bigger, and grow roots, and then from there we'll transplant them to a pot and raise them.
Yeah,
in a pot.
And so, how long? A lot of people have the misperception of how long that takes you. So, how long is it from you take the cutting one year till it's going in the ground that y'all do?
Okay, so we'll take the cutting, and that's a year right there in the bed, and then another year in the pot, and then we'll let them grow a year in the pot, and then we'll transplant them to the field. So that's 3 years right there to get them to the field.
And then, probably another couple of years?
Yeah, and then another couple years. Because once we get them to the field, see, a lot of people will just let them grow up and just have the berries and stuff on them. But what you're supposed to do is take the blooms off that first year in the field. That way they put all their energy into the roots to growing. And then, but the next year we'll start picking.
Y'all look at pH, right?
Yeah, the pH is a big deal. You want more acidic soil.
Yeah, it's like between 4.5 and 5.5, and so adding sulfur and
a lot of sulfur.
And I come out here one day. Y'all got those soil tests?
Yeah, we just got them in the mail.
Okay, good.
Yeah, so
we drove down there. The Tori, did y'all see them? Or
Tanner did.
Tanner did.
Them,
her office come up and kind of toured around, and I caught up with them and kind of rode around, and it looks real good down there.
Yeah.
Where y'all put those new, the 2-year-old bushes look really good, and then the 1 years look really good.
Yeah.
And year in the field.
Right. Yeah, they're starting to really look good.
And y'all planted new blackberries?
Yeah, we got the Ponca variety. It's supposed to be the sweetest blackberry that the U of A has come up with.
Yeah, I've heard them talk about it. I think I've got to try one. Austin Kennan, he's the ag teacher there. We got a little bit of wind. This is the first one I've done outside. Austin Kennan, some of his kids are in our 4-H program, and they grow all sorts of stuff, and he had some Poncas, and I tried some over there, and it's a sweet berry.
Yeah.
And they from the specialists that I've heard talk that it's a really good one. Off the top of my head, for home production, because again y'all are doing it commercially, we'll get it to what y'all do with that, but in a home orchard, we have a lot of folks that listen that would want to do that. I think you could do them. They'd be a recommended variety for a home orchard.
Right.
There's Tanny Man.
Yeah.
He must have got the calves in.
Yeah.
But blueberries, blackberries, what else do you have?
We got just a few apple trees and peach trees, but they hardly ever make it.
Yeah. And I guess we'll back up and say, what is y'all's process with the blackberries? We talked kind of what y'all do with your blueberries to get them started.
Blackberries are a little different, because on those you can plow up where the blackberries are and get the roots and plant the roots on those, and then those they'll start producing. See, the ones we planted this year, the new variety, we went and bought them, and they were a plant, and so we bought those, and we planted those out in the field, and so there's gonna be a few on them this year that we just planted.
Yeah.
This early spring.
Did y'all get any of the? Y'all just did Ponca. Did y'all do any of the primocane fruit and varieties? I noticed. So like I planted a couple of Navajo. Normally like it's the second year growth. Are these second year? I guess.
Yeah.
It would be their second year.
Right.
As a
Yeah,
plant.
it would be their second
Yeah.
year.
Okay.
Yeah, and they'll shoot up one. Their first cane.
That primocane.
Yeah, and it's gonna have blackberries on it. But then they're gonna shoot up another cane, and you can get a second picking off of those.
Yeah, those Primark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so.
I've heard how a lot of guys use them as to increase their season. So,
Right.
when do y'all normally start picking blackberries?
They're just a little later than blueberries, somewhere around towards the middle to end of June, somewhere.
So what they do with them primocane fruiters is they'll mow them down and then they'll regrow and then they'll just do one crop towards the fall and it'll extend. So you pick from mid-June to maybe end of July.
Right. Yeah.
And then if it works right, August or September, you have that other crop coming off
Yeah.
that you can sell. But so Tanner, you had to run. Where'd you go?
I had to go get some calves out of some vegetables.
Was there a bunch?
There wasn't many.
Not too many.
Somebody left the gate open.
I wonder who it was.
I don't know who it
Wasn't-
was. It wasn't me. I ain't
it
going
wasn't
to
me.
because I got down there and we got our vegetables where we got them at this year. We got electric fence around them to keep deer and stuff out of them.
Yeah.
And your dad's cows. But we got electric fence all the way around, but we haven't put our gate up at the front.
Yeah.
And so they just went through that gate. I thought, boy, we need to get that gate put up.
Yeah.
But I got behind them and pushed them out, and they knew exactly where the hole was. There's a gate down there, that metal gate. It goes below the filter there.
Yeah.
It was wide open. I thought, well, somebody either didn't shut it or blew open.
Dad, they were putting up the electric fence the other day, I guess to turn them in, rotate them over there to hit around his house.
Around his house.
But I don't know if they ever got them up. So they must have started to do it, and then something happened.
Yeah, but there was probably 10 or so.
They're funny like that. That it's oh, they won't find that. We'll be
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah.
We'll be all right. They won't get in there. And
Well,
it's what's that over there?
Yeah.
That looks like an open gate.
Yeah. Well, you see, whenever they started running, I thought, me and Dad burnt some brush piles down there. Well, I'm pretty sure there was a burn ban on, but I ain't for sure.
There wasn't, as far as we're concerned.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there was, but those brush piles, they burnt, and there was one right against his fence, and I know it burnt up a few of his posts, and I thought, well, they might have got out there, but they run right to that gate, and they knew exactly where they was headed,
Yeah. What is it they say? I can neither confirm nor deny that there was a burn ban.
I don't think there was, but because I mean, it got out a little bit just on Lewis. It was just burning some brown grass. It's but,
Yeah.
That's how all our burning.
yeah, we never have a burning that goes good.
Yeah. There's always some excitement.
Yeah, I know. When I was at the Forest Service, it was when they were doing them burns, it was checking humidity, wind. They were worried about where the smoke was going to go.
Yeah. We're just worried about if we can get it lit or not. And then what happens after that, because whenever we burnt that, Dad's like, oh, it won't get out. And I was like, oh, okay. And boy, we lit that thing, and that dude started burning. I thought, my gosh. Well, it wound up getting over on Lewis, and Dad's like, we better get that put out. And I was like, well, we ain't got nothing. So we had to cut off some cedar limbs, and we was out there putting it out with cedar limbs. I thought, my gosh, that's...
I've had to call the fire department twice to my house.
At your house?
Yes. It's kind of embarrassing as the county agent, but it happened. So I was burning like I got a bunch of Chinese privet and stuff around like my house that's growed up in like the chain link fence, and like I'd cut it and then like burn a box and then burn that stuff. Well, I was burning one time, and the wind just shifted, and it like went into like not my backyard. It like in the where my neighbor's field is just sage grass, and it got in that sage grass and just
That's like gasoline.
yeah, it was clean. It looked really good for a while.
Oh, yeah.
But a bunch of tree of heaven, like a bunch of like Cerisa lespedisa popped up in there, and a bunch of tree of heaven. So it's like I need to burn it again.
Yeah. I need to get caught out again.
Yeah, but the second time it was. I think I could have got it put out, but Lauren panicked.
Yeah.
You know, one of them type things.
Yeah. See, we was burning the field off one time down underneath the hill, and it was me, Dustin, and Dad, and Chaz. He was with us, and we was in a gray Chevrolet, and we got out, and Chaz, and it was coming. You know, the fire was burning pretty good. And everybody got out of the truck, and Chaz locked the door.
Yeah.
And we couldn't get in it, and that fire was coming toward the truck.
Yeah.
Luckily, we had a skid steer down there, and so we'd kind of be able to get it, you know, where it wouldn't burn the truck down. But we thought we was going to have to bust the window and have to get in it. Luckily, I forget we finally got it open, but yeah.
Well, that's good education. Like we like. I know the Forest Service, or at least the Forest Commission, like if you have property and you need help burning, I know they charge a little bit, but they can set up a controlled burn. I mean, around here, we're connected to family, so it's like if it gets out,
not too big of a deal.
It's not too big of a deal, but like at the Forest Service, like they were checking everything, weather, humidity, and stuff. And then, like Tanner said, most farmers around here, it's like, we've got to do it, and this is a kind of a good day.
Yeah, that's how we always is, you know. Like, well,
today's the day to burn.
Today's the
burn.
You know, and it just sometimes, you know, me and Dad, we burnt the field off one time, and
that thing will shoot up an ember, and if the wind catches it, it'll cross your fire lines. Y'all also went through NRCS, and y'all got in the wildlife and did fire breaks, and some of that burning was part of that.
Yeah. But I mean, some of it went good.
Even helped with some of that.
It is. I mean, burning, it's good for the overall health of wooded areres, forests. It's a good thing. It's just you do have to be careful. We know from experience, and they're funny stories.
Oh yeah, because I mean, me and Dad, we burnt the field off down there one day, and I just knew it was going to get out, but it burnt fine and didn't have no problem.
I remember like a fire got out over here near the apartments.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that? Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's burning his trash. He got the apartments on fire.
I think that is not good. I might edit that part. Burning trash.
Probably not.
But we can neither confirm nor deny. I'll
it's
just
probably
leave
boxes.
it in. It's
just boxes.
Cardboard. Yeah.
Cardboard boxes.
Yeah, that's how I start the fire at my house. Like I still got that privet, and I'll have a cardboard box. Got to get something to burn. Did y'all I was listening to a podcast earlier, and they're talking about like they do in the 4-H program, like fire starting. I might need y'all to come teach.
I'll bring my big lighter.
They were talking about how they I've done it before in like a camp where I'll give a kids one match and be like, all right, who can get a fire started first?
One match is hard.
Yeah. I mean, you gotta have everything ready.
Yeah.
And hope you put and it's weird. Like I guess kids don't have good motor control or something.
Yeah.
And it's like snap.
Yeah. You gotta.
I always carry a big lighter.
Yeah.
Everywhere I go.
That's the best way.
Somebody said something, hey, can I borrow a lighter? I was like, yeah, here. And they're like, you smoke? I was like, no, but I carry a lighter everywhere I go. I was like, you never know when you might need one.
Well, Dad carried a pocket knife, a lighter, and those little
Little
hair
channel
channel.
lock, yeah. I carry a knife and lighter and keys every day, but it's, of course, Dustin or Dad will borrow my lighter and I'll never get it back. I have to go buy me another one, but
I've gotten a lot of pins that way.
yeah.
Someone will hand me a pen and sign, and it's like, this is mine now. I'm bad about losing my pocket knives.
Yeah, Dustin, he
I
can't
am
keep up
too.
with his.
Yeah, usually I'll wear a couple of my pants. Like if they don't get dirty, I'll wear them like 2 or 3 days in a row.
We're going on the third day on these
Yeah,
pants.
and just leave your pocket knife in there. That's how I've lost a lot of them. Is
Yeah.
which pair of pants are they in?
No, I keep up. I'm pretty good about keeping up with my stuff.
You always have been. Like, I have not. Like, you remember when we were squirrel hunting over there in the forest, and I'd bought me some Wiley X sunglasses. And like, I'm wearing them. I didn't even need them. It wasn't even sunny.
Yeah.
But I was like, I'm going to keep up with them, and I'm going to get used to carrying them. And I like rolled them up on my head as we were going through the woods.
Yeah.
And sure enough, got knocked off somewhere. And
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah.
cheap stuff from now on.
Yeah. Well, that's Dustin. I've always wears them Oakley sunglasses, and he's like, "Oh, I be scared I'd lose them." I'm like, "Well, you pay some money for them, you'll keep up with them."
Yeah.
But he still loses stuff.
I've kept up with my sunglasses.
Well, yeah. But
I'm not good at, like, hats. I'll get a hat and misplace the thing. And I'm like, where is that? And it's usually like it fell behind the couch.
Right, just misplaced it.
Yeah.
well, is what I do. I got a spot on the table. I set all my stuff out whenever if I take my pants off and they're gonna get washed, I set everything right there.
Yeah.
I got a certain spot where I set all my stuff at,
It's a good plan.
and
Yeah.
always keep up with my stuff. Pretty good.
Yeah. Well, we were talking when you pulled up about, like, Dustin talked a little bit about how y'all do the blueberries, and we got it on the blackberries. Which is your favorite? Like,
Blueberries.
y'all's favorite to grow?
I mean, I like blueberries better.
Like to eat them?
Yeah, eating wise. I mean, blackberries.
A
I
good
guess.
blackberries.
What?
You done with it? Just throw it
But I mean,
in the yard.
I guess a good blackberry. I've never had good luck at getting them. They're always so sour and almost need a dog turd to get the taste out of my mouth. Dustin, one time he grabbed me one. He's like, "Yeah, this is gonna be a good one." I put it in my mouth. I was like, "Nope, it ain't."
It probably got stung by like a stink
Yeah.
bug or
Well,
something.
apparently, every one of them I eat gets stung by a stink bug because I like them, in a pie. That's about it.
Yeah, like,
I don't
oh
like
man,
eating
when
them.
they get like those stink bugs, and I guess we can talk about how y'all manage for pests and weeds and stuff. But like those stink bugs suck on it or something or sting it,
Yeah, they do
and
something.
it tastes just like they smell.
Oh yeah, I mean it was like I say, every one of them I can't never get a good one. That's why these new blackberries we got, they're supposed to be one of the sweetest ones. So I was like, well, maybe I'll find a blackberry I like.
Yeah.
Maybe it won't taste like crap.
Yeah, I mean some people like. I don't like tomatoes at all.
No,
Like, I can't eat one. And some people be like,
Eat them like an apple.
I like them on like a hamburger
yeah,
sandwich.
no.
But
I can
not
handle
plain.
them in chili, stuff like that. Where they're cooked.
I can't see it. Well, like I cannot see it. Like it.
Nah.
If it's, it can't be big chunks,
Yeah.
and
Gotta
it's
be
got to be.
ketchup.
I can do ketchup. I can do salsa. I can't do chunky salsa. But
Right.
like in Rotel or something,
Yeah.
you dip that in, it's got to be hidden. And if I ignore it, I can eat it. But if I see it, like if I'm like, and there's a chunk,
So it's
yeah.
more of like the
It's
side.
the texture
So-
and I don't know. The texture is a big thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. And like I guess the flavor's okay because I do like salsa, but it's
Right.
just seeing that tomato, I'm just like, no thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've gotten better. I can eat it in chili and stuff like that, and it don't bother me. But I ain't just gonna go eat a tomato.
Yeah.
I don't. It's just kind of like onion. I like onion, but it's got to be cooked. Raw
I
onion
can do
gives me
raw
heartburn.
onion. I could do a raw onion like a apple.
I can't.
Oh,
I
gosh.
can't do that. I like them cooked. Other than that, if they ain't cooked, I don't want no part of them.
Yeah.
Do y'all do like any food preservation? Like, Anna's not on this episode, so we'll probably mostly talk ag. But do y'all do any food preservation stuff?
Freezing it, if that counts.
Yeah.
That's about it.
You can make a freezer. You can make a freezer jam.
Yeah. No, I'd like to. I've seen people can, meat and stuff.
I've seen Anna do it. It looks pretty easy. It's pretty, if you can follow a recipe and follow instructions, you should be able to can. If you're, from what I understand about it, and just make sure your equipment's working properly.
Yeah.
Right.
But then it's just for following the rules.
Yeah. My wife thought about canning once. And she bought some jars, and that's about as far as she made it.
Yeah, I would like to learn it, but I'm just not into it.
Yeah. Same here. I'm just not into it and too
No.
busy doing other stuff.
Yeah, I got more important things to do.
Reset. We were talking a little bit about pressure canning. Tanner's trying to make people mad. What'd you say?
I got better things to do.
Yeah.
The canning world ain't gonna like me.
I mean, if you know how to do it, it's a good skill to have.
Yeah.
It's just like, what do you like to do?
Not work.
That seems like all you do.
Yeah, it seems like
Yeah.
that's all we do is work, but
You should take up a hobby like gardening.
yeah, that's what my wife, she's like, we ought to plant a garden. I was like, why? I was like, I garden every day. I was like, I ain't gonna come home and garden.
Yeah.
I was like, that's the last thing I want to do.
Yeah, but like you developing skills like propagating blueberries. Like,
Yeah.
I could probably have a whole class on propagating blueberries, and people love to know how to do that stuff.
Yeah.
So if you look at it like, one day, like I've thought about, like, I mean, if you got serious, I bet people would buy those plants from you if you.
We have some we're going to sell down at the fruit stand.
Yeah, and y'all again doing them in peat moss, so if it's not a natural soil, you don't have to have that nurseryman's
Oh, yeah.
license. So.
Right, yeah.
So that's what I told Dad. I was like, we're probably missing out on a lot of money. I was like, because we grow all those vegetables in that greenhouse. I was like, what gobble people buy those little plants? I was like, because
That's kind of like I think we could do it, like run a nursery.
people, they'll want to plant a garden. They'll do it and get it all, and they'll plant it, and they'll forget about it in a few weeks. A lot of people, but
I mean, that's
bugs. And
bugs
Yeah,
get in
so
them.
In this next half of the segment, let's talk about that. Like I've told people, we have a lot of people moving in, and more people, like, they hear about organic and they hear about all natural or regenerative practices, and there is something to that with me and like soil health. I think regenerative agriculture will be like a thing, and it'll be interesting with this push to see like how well in some of those pilot programs, how well did they improve the soil. But here in Arkansas, I tell people that are wanting to grow fruit trees as a homeowner, it's like you can attempt to try to be organic to where you're you're not, maybe as far as like getting your soil right, but when it comes to insect and disease pressure,
You got to
It's-
spray it.
Yeah.
Like just like peaches.
They're the
If
worst.
You can't grow an organic peach. I mean, your tree
Not in
might have a
Arkansas.
few, but
Yeah,
you
not
ain't
here.
gonna have very many on there.
Yeah.
and it's like
Everything loves a peach.
Yeah.
everything loves a peach. It's like I've heard people like, oh, you grow enough for everybody, the bugs, the people you want to sell to, and there are some like practices, but it's like y'all as a commercial operation, it's just you don't have, like I've seen them where they go out and like tie bags around them, keep bugs
Yeah,
you
from
can't
them.
do.
Y'all
Can't
couldn't do
that.
nothing like that.
No.
So
I mean, what the guy we buy our peaches from up there in Harrison, he sprays.
Yeah,
You
he's
can't-
conventional.
Yeah, I mean, of course, he got a lot of peaches too.
And it's a weekly thing, and that's something
Yeah.
people think that they're just spraying, like pesticides in general has a negative connotation to it, and sure, maybe I wouldn't want something sprayed
Right.
with glyphosate if I can avoid it, but.
Yeah.
But like y'all are using fungicides,
Right.
insecticides, and using them responsibly, like not spraying during blooms, so the
Yeah.
bees and pollinators can be out there scouting,
Yeah.
seeing when the bugs are there. And so with blueberries and blackberries, do y'all worry about that spotted wing Drosophila, the SWD fly
Like the little fruit fly.
the
what
little
we
fruit
call it.
fly? Yeah.
You know, that's the only thing we have to watch out for on blueberries is
And
that little
crows.
fruit fly. And
Yeah.
but as far as
But
insects,
bug, insects, that's
And we spray this spray that, it's a 1 day
Yeah.
that you got to wait. So it's not like something that's real,
Yeah, real toxic. It's
Yeah,
a
this-
1-day withdrawal that it's got a short half-life where with the sunlight, that it's going to be gone.
Right. Yeah. It don't last.
Yeah.
it's the stuff we spray on the vegetables. It ain't, but you don't even have to wait on it, do you?
No.
I didn't
It's-
think.
Yeah, 0-day withdrawal.
Right.
And speaking on that, like for like some homeowners gardening, like there's some herbicides like that, what we'd use to kill weeds, especially in like pasture and hay situations, that are those 0-day withdrawals to where we can spray it and horses can
Right.
graze right
Yeah.
behind it. And I have a lot of people that I went out on one to look at some tomatoes that looked like they had herbicide damage. And what can happen is that animal eats that grass and that chemical can pass through and it's still in the manure, and people use it as like compost or something, or like till it into their soil, and then just a tomato, a little bit of herbicide will
Right. Yeah.
curl it up.
something weak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But y'all using fungicides, and then y'all do have to control the weeds, and there's all sorts of
Right.
weeds out there
Yeah.
that
Yeah, we try to use pre-emerge stuff if we can.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
way we stay away from.
But
you
it
know,
is y'all working at. It's not y'all just spraying one and done. I think that's also a misperception
Yeah.
that people have. Is they'll call and be like, I sprayed my peach tree and I've got a disease, but I sprayed. How many? Well, what? How many times? Well, I sprayed one time. And
Yeah.
it's like, no, it's
Peach tree, for like fungicides, you got to spray every week.
Yeah.
If it rains, you got to spray right after the rain.
Yeah.
No matter if you just sprayed
Mhm.
the day before. If it rains, you got to spray the next day
Yeah.
it's sunny
Yeah.
on peach trees. Well, and like apples too
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
yeah.
It's-
And it, and it's like y'all people have the misperception that it's like, oh, farmers are trying to kill us with these herbicides, and it's like, no, farmers aren't trying to kill you. They're trying to produce food, and in certain climates there's certain ways you have to do farm practices.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but y'all soil tests, manage soil fertility, and we talked a little bit about what y'all did, blueberries, blackberries. We didn't talk of the elderberries. How's that going?
It's
And
good.
how'd y'all do that?
On the elderberries, we did go around and dig up some just wild plants
Yeah.
around here, and they're doing pretty good. But we also bought
Those,
some from a nursery,
those ones we
Selected
bought.
some,
Bob Gordon and Wildwood,
Yeah,
so
they
it's
done
selected
varieties.
like an improved variety.
and they're doing.
Yeah, they're doing
They're
really
like
well.
they're growing like a weed.
yeah.
People treat them like we do.
Yeah.
Once you figure out what an elderberry looks like,
You see them everywhere.
you see
Yeah.
them everywhere.
Yeah, I was bush hogging and down in the rolls the other day, and I was having to bush hog a bunch of them down because they just
Yeah,
growed
'cause
up,
we
growed
planted,
up in the
we
roll.
planted them in rows.
Yeah, but now they're just kind of
But they growing out in the
Yeah.
middle.
yeah.
How do y'all do y'all treat them? I've heard you manage them similar to like a blackberry, to where you cut them back, or how do y'all do
What
it?
we done
Last winter.
is went in there and one guy said you can just go through there and bush hog them, and then but we just went and pruned them all the way down.
Yeah.
And they've shot up
Regrow and they produce they produce that on
first year.
Yeah.
On that new growth.
I've heard about people. Do y'all sell the flower? Do y'all ever do that? Or
We never have. I remember you talking about it, like getting the flower.
Yeah,
off
I
of
think there's something about that flower that people buy. I can't remember.
Just finding the market for them is the main thing, I guess. You know.
As far as growing,
They're easy to grow.
yeah, we don't have
Spray 'em or
You don't have to
nothing.
spray them. You don't have to do anything to them.
Yeah, so you, in that situation, like, let's say you wanted to get organic.
That would be one.
That would be one you could do organic.
Yeah.
And how to get certified organic is none of the restricted, like you can't use commercial fertilizers or like synthetic pesticides. You can use pesticides in organic, but they got to be like natural and approved, OMRI approved, or approved for organic. And for 3 years you can't use any of that. And you building towards adopting organic practices, but after that 3 years, then you could call a certifier in, and they could certify you. And you could actually say, we're selling USDA organic elderberries. And if you're doing those practices like that, and you have been for 3 years, as long as you're not selling over. Well, and it's probably for y'all couldn't do it. Y'all would have to get certified, since you're probably selling more than $2,500 worth of agricultural goods.
Yeah.
But someone that's not, if you're doing that for 3 years, you can't use the organic label, but you can say it's grown organic.
Yeah.
And it's really just a marketing thing with the USDA, and has to be certified to use that label. But
Yeah.
But that's cool that y'all are growing them organic.
Yeah. Only thing we've done to those is bush hog around them.
Yeah, that's it.
And so y'all do best. We got elderberries, peaches, apples. How are you managing the apples? I don't think
About
we
the
talked-
same
Yeah.
as a peach.
And y'all,
pretty much.
do y'all prune? I know for a minute the peaches, and again, peaches are hard. They're one of the earliest to bloom out. It seems like
yeah.
we have. Do
They
y'all
froze
still
up.
run that?
No.
Yeah, we used to be set up that we could turn on sprinklers,
Yeah.
but
They-
time's not worth it.
Yeah, and they got real bad growed up, and we've pruned them. Of
Well,
course,
they
we had
got
to
taller
use-
than our sprinklers.
Yeah.
Trees.
And then whenever we was pruning them, we had to go in there with a graffle bucket to get that stuff out, and so they was all that was getting caught on
sprinklers, yeah.
sprinklers, getting caught on it, and it just,
Yeah, but peaches for Arkansas, I know the University of Arkansas has developed some varieties, but like there's White County, I think White River, and I think they're a white peach, but I'm not sure how well those would.
Just picking a good location
Yeah.
for your peaches is another
over
thing.
there where they're planted, that's a cold spot. It's
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cold.
yeah.
That was our grandpa's
Yeah,
decision, I think.
He was a genius.
It was an open spot, and he wanted to plant something.
Yeah, I think he said, "I don't care if I make any money. I'm gonna grow something."
I wouldn't doubt it, because that's a terrible spot to plant peaches,
Yeah.
and he planted entirely too many. I don't know why he wanted to plant so many peaches. It was like,
They've had some good years.
yeah,
though.
they have, but they get froze out most years.
Yeah,
Yeah.
what, like maybe 1 out of 5 years, maybe
Yeah.
you'll
Yeah.
get a crop. So
Yeah.
that wouldn't be
So
worth
you-
the time, worth your grandsons and time to do it.
Yeah.
To them anyway.
Yeah.
But peaches, they're a lot of.
They're a lot of work. But the
Yeah.
apples is one, and you might, you'd be more apt to do it a little bit easier was, say, less spray because there's
Right.
less diseases. But the big one that y'all probably most people will have to deal with is fire blight.
Yeah.
And so how often do y'all spray the apples? Kind of the same?
Yeah, it kind of goes on the same. Which some of them kind of froze out this year too.
Yeah.
From that.
I think those Arkansas blacks got froze out because we was over looking at them. I mean, that was the other day. And there wasn't very many on them. Some of the other trees had quite a bit. But
Yeah.
those Arkansas blacks, they didn't have very many. Didn't look like.
But the one thing about the Arkansas black that I've noticed is even if that thing, it'll be, all the leaves will have fire blight, but that thing will still make apples.
Yeah.
Them things are not very good to eat. Deer won't even eat them.
Well, I've heard they have to sit for a
Yeah.
while.
Yeah.
Like as far as like you wanted to grow something to eat this winter
Yeah.
or store for a while.
Yeah, I mean, they say they're more for cooking anyways,
Yeah.
really. I mean, because they're real hard and tart, you know.
Yeah.
Like say, you know, the deer won't even touch them.
Good bacon apple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They'll eat the other ones.
And then final, I guess we'll talk a little. Y'all do vegetables and you got some dairy cows.
Yeah.
that y'all.
We love them cows. If anybody needs some dairy cows, we might make them a good deal.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. Like vegetables, y'all grow like you'll do squash. Okay, y'all got
Zucchini.
Mm-hmm.
Cucumbers.
Yeah.
But y'all sell with Arkansas's new law, and we talked about this I think last week in the episode about selling farmers markets. With the new raw milk law, you can sell it at farmers markets, and y'all do your own, like y'all got a fruit stand,
yeah.
and y'all do several locations.
Right.
But yeah, tell us about what that process is like.
It's terrible. I don't know who'd want to do
What
it.
makes it terrible?
Just having to milk them stupid cows every day.
Well, I mean, it
It ain't
goes.
hard. It's easy.
It's easy. It's just the time.
Yeah.
It goes with
It's
anything
one of
else
it's one of them
on the
like
farm.
monotonous jobs.
Yeah. Yeah,
It'd be
it's
one of
just-
them jobs you'd want to listen to a cool podcast. to.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't want to milk cows just for a living.
Yeah.
I mean, which I guess if that's all you ever done, it wouldn't be so bad. But those cows, what's it take? An hour and a half to
Yeah.
milk them and jug it all. You know, it don't take long.
But it's just it's every day.
Every day.
Every day. It's
I
like
mean-
that's one reason why I like never wanted to raise like poultry broiler
Yeah.
houses because
Yeah.
it's maybe like 8 or 9 weeks you get a 2-week vacation or
Right.
can, but when you got them chickens, it's like you can't go nowhere.
Yeah.
You got to be there all the time. So
I mean, you know, one good thing about the cows, you just milk them. Then after you get done milking, you go do whatever you want. But, you know, you got to be there the next day to milk them.
yeah.
You know, and it's just...
So on that, why'd y'all get into farming?
Just
Lucky, I guess.
brought up in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like as I grew up in it, it was like, I want to get away from this. I don't want to do it. This sucks. I don't want to do it. But then it was like, well, I kind of know it, so that's kind of where I'm going to pursue my education.
Right.
And now it's like, I want to get back into it somehow.
Yeah.
But y'all,
Come on back.
Yeah.
if,
We got a spot for you.
yeah, if this don't work out,
yeah.
if this county extension thing don't work out, I for sure will be back.
Yeah.
But one thing, like, I kind of like where I ended up. You know, I like helping people,
Right.
and I like
You're good at it.
Yeah.
yeah, I like educating farmers. I want to help them, but I respect agriculture overall type
Right.
deal, and it's like I'm very pro ag.
Right. Well, I mean, it feeds the world.
Yeah.
And I think
I need to send my neighbor down there to you. He asked me one time.
yes,
One of my neighbors, we had a tornado come through there at 56. Well, there was a tree that blew down on my fence, and I was just kind of patching it back so my horses wouldn't get out. And he's kind of an odd character. I mean, I don't really know him, but I was over there fixing that fence, and he come up, and he had some peach trees or something. he was talking about it, and he's like, "Oh, I need to know about these peach trees." And he's like, "Oh, you know anything about them?" I was like, no, I don't know nothing about peach trees. And he said something. I was like, no. I was like, I ain't got no idea about no peach trees. And I thought, you know what? I should have told him about my cousin. He's a county agent down there.
This is what you tell him next time. You say it's cheaper to buy them.
But just buy them. Which I don't think these peach trees. They ain't been doing.
You want to be a guest? Hop over here.
What are you doing? What?
Peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Oh, you want a peanut butter and jelly sandwich? All right, well, go in there. No, come in there in a minute.
But yeah.
How old is he now?
4.
4? Yeah. He.
Future farmer right there.
Future farmer. We got to get all your kids in 4-H.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think our 4-H is. We're kind of rolling. We got like 120 something kids now.
Man,
Good grief.
Yeah.
that's good.
All kids.
But
How old you got to be?
you got to be 5. So
He'll be 5 in August.
Yeah.
yeah. So as soon like you can sign up. I mean,
Got
If
anything
y'all
to
like
do with
ch-
turtles? He loves turtles.
so there is like a raising pet aspect to it. So yeah, I mean he could get maybe give like a public talk or like he could do like a public. Just to get him used to, that's a skill that kids are going to have is being able to talk in front of people.
Yeah.
Right.
So at our next deal, come give a public talk about turtles.
Yeah.
How cool they are.
Yeah.
And Leonardo is the best ninja turtle.
He loves that one.
Yeah. Oh man, I used to love Ninja Turtles. I probably shouldn't have done it, but I was kind of testing the vibe of the group. But I did an interview for like this leadership deal I signed up for, and they asked about like what type of leader, what's the type of leader you think's good? And I was like, well, the only thing that's come to my mind who I think the best leader ever was Leonardo from the Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
And they laughed. And I did get in, so
Yeah.
it worked. So we're probably do about 10 more minutes. We can kind of. Got any funny stuff that's happened to you recently or old stories? I know there's a bunch in my mind, and I think of them like away
Yeah.
from when it's hard to think of something on the spot. Did y'all do any turkey hunting?
No, I didn't fool with
There's
it.
just not many turkeys around.
I told the one about us down here
Oh,
when we
yeah.
saw that old guy. I told
Yeah,
about
we were calling, and then
he was
all of a
calling.
sudden we see a guy walking towards us.
And then he saw us and ran away.
Yeah. He ran faster than us.
It's
Yeah.
probably one of our Rick's buddies.
Yeah, and then I told about when me and you got caught by what was that guy that lived below Sue's?
Leonard
Leonard.
Leonard Horton, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think I was like, that had to have been Lance who caught us in the fence.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, he scared the fire out of me. I almost took off running.
He's about to say something else.
I ain't kidding. We were just crossing that fence, and he just said, "Hey," he scared me to death. I thought, man, what if I'd have shot you? I was like, just sprung it. I mean, he just.
What if we'd have got shot?
Yeah. I mean, golly.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know who that was.
No.
Really? I don't think it was
It
Lance.
may have not been Lance. It was a man and a boy. He had on
He had a face mask on.
so I
don't-
couldn't see
It
who
didn't
it
look
was.
like Lance. I figured
Everybody
he.
hunted over on Sue. So
Yeah,
it was
well, I
okay.
mean-
Everybody could.
Yeah, Sue didn't care. I mean, I don't remember what we said. I don't. You done the talking. I don't think I did.
I was just kind of trying to mumble
Yeah.
to not give away any information.
Well, you remember that time when me and you was up on the mountain and
yeah.
that one old turd head?
It's
You don't-
somebody.
Yeah.
I can't say
Somebody. He may be a listener. He'd be like,
Yeah.
"What? I thought them were some nice young boys."
Well, he didn't think that day.
No, and we weren't doing anything
No,
wrong.
We was on our place. I don't know. He was like probably 30 yards from us looking at us through his binoculars, you know?
And we're like, "What? he's like, y'all crossed the fence up here. And we're like, no, we come from back here.
Yeah. And well, we seen him out in the field walking around, and then me and Tyler just went down there and sat down. And then I just looked over and I said, hey, Tyler, there's somebody over there. And he just starts having a big old fit about us being on his place. And we was 100 yards away from his fence.
Away.
Yeah.
I mean, but.
Yeah. The best thing about turkeys, I'm not a very good turkey hunter, but you remember that time?
Man, you done underneath the hill? Yeah.
I was like, it's deer season. And I'm like grunting, but like I grunt. And like we'd hear
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, Tanner, that's got to be a buck or something.
Yeah.
And I'd grunt again, and we hear, and I was like, all right, Tanner, it's getting close.
Yeah.
And like, we flip around the tree to try to just spot what it was, and it's about 1 billion turkeys take off flying.
Yeah, that was up on the mountain.
Yeah.
Wasn't it? Yeah. See, I remember that one time when me and you went turkey
You didn't
hunting.
take your shotgun?
Well, it was deer season.
Yeah, this is after. I think this was after you couldn't kill them anymore.
Yeah.
In like the fall after they had
Well,
done.
didn't you take one time go down there and you took your bow?
Yeah, me and
Yeah,
Tanner.
man, Tyler, that's what I was about to say.
Oh
Me and
yeah,
Tyler
that
went
one
down
time
there.
we went turkey hunting down there and
Yeah.
took our took my
Tyler
bow.
took his bow, and I was sitting up in this cedar tree going to film him. I didn't have a gun or nothing. I don't know why. And Tyler, he sat over against the fence, and this old turkey, I mean, he come in, and he just sat in that fence, of course, his web wire, and I mean, that turkey just sitting in that fence going back and forth, and strutting and gobbling.
If I'd have stayed back where you
Yeah,
were,
you
I could
coulda
have
killed
drawn
him.
my bow. But
Yeah.
I'm just like up against a cedar tree that didn't have hardly any limbs.
Yeah. And I thought, man, I could have killed that
Yeah.
turkey. Because he was, and then after he went off, we tried getting him back.
and he
but-
kept gobbling.
yeah, he just kept on getting further away.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah,
that
that
was-
one time we would have been successful.
Yeah, it would have been because we just set up and you started calling.
And I mean, bam.
he come in there and he's a pretty big turkey
It was
too.
a good one.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I don't know why there ain't a lot around here. I see them every now and then, and I
Yeah.
used to see flocks of them. Well, I have an idea of why, but
Yeah.
it's a bunch of things.
Yeah, there's probably several things.
You know, I mean, of course, pigs. They say pigs eat.
Well,
eggs,
pigs and
but-
varmints, like raccoons, will get into them. But then there is a portion too cutting hay this time of year. They're nesting. There's a portion of that.
I've always heard that people using turkey litter,
It's probably not
Brought in.
best for them. So
diseases and stuff.
it could. I could
Possibility.
imagine, but.
They're fun to hunt, but they're just so few. And I just ain't gonna walk my butt off to go kill a turkey.
Every time you go with Tyler, you
Yeah,
know,
every time I go with Tyler, he kills me. He walks me. I thought, man, I hope he don't call me. You want to go turkey hunting? I don't feel like walking today. Yeah.
We were going on an adventure.
Oh,
for
man,
sure.
you walked up on the mountain one time going turkey hunting. I thought,
yeah,
my
me and
gosh.
Tyler, we would park at the foot of the mountain and walk all the way up
Yeah.
Yeah,
to the top.
I wanted to increase our odds,
Yeah.
but we never did get nothing. So
No.
I must have been doing it wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of lazy. But
I more or less just liked the thought we're on like an adventure
Yeah.
type
Yeah.
thing, and if we get anything, it's a better story.
we could at least go to the top of the hill.
It's kind of like that. What's Steve Vernilla say? You want to kind of suffer.
Yeah, suffer a little bit.
That was before his time.
Yeah, well, we done some suffering.
Yeah.
Or, well, I did anyways.
Yeah.
And, you know, I was even younger then. I didn't like it. I dang sure don't now.
Well, yeah, I mean, we're right at like probably an hour. You got anything else? Who's that?
My wife.
Oh, it's important. All right.
I
Well,
guess.
got to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich and answer
Yeah.
the phone. Thanks
Well,
for listening.
yeah.
Thanks for being on here.
Oh,
I'll have to
we
get you
appreciate
back
it.
on.
Yeah, for sure.
I think it'll be good. All right. Probably be out tomorrow.